Last of Us 2, what year did it win Game of the Year? All right, Game Awards 2020 Wikipedia. So The Last of Us Part 2 was competing against, for Game of the Year, Animal Crossing New Horizons, Doom Eternal, Final Fantasy VII Remake, Ghost of Tsushima, and Hades. That's what it was competing against. I mean, for me personally, Final Fantasy VII Remake was my Game of the Year. It makes sense that it was going to lose to Animal Crossing, even though I think Animal Crossing did like exceptionally well. Doom Eternal is an absolutely fun game, plain and simple, but the narrative, it's one of the narratives, right? You're just running around gunning. So like, I mean, that is a lot of fun. But like when you think about Game of the Year, you think about every aspect, right? Doom has the music, it has the gun gameplay, but it's kind of missing everything else. Not saying this in a bad way, I'm just saying. Final Fantasy VII Remake has the story, the characters, the gameplay, and the music. So I think it has everything. So for me personally, and I enjoyed it the most. So Final Fantasy VII Remake was my Game of the Year. Even though it's kind of like its own game, it is still a remake at the end of the day. It's kind of the same as Resident Evil 4 being nominated for 2023's Game of the Year. I love Resident Evil 4 Remake. It's still a remake at the end of the day. Like, why is a remake being nominated for Game of the Year? So Hades, I haven't played, but a lot of people fucking loved Hades, and I would argue that most people would say that Hades should have won Game of the Year. The fact that Hades was even nominated for Game of the Year is absolutely incredible for indies. Realistically speaking, Ghost of Tsushima should have won Game of the Year for 2020. It literally has everything, and it did everything exceptionally well. Last of Us Part 2's gameplay is the exact same gameplay that you played with Last of Us Part 1, just like, you know, some more options and stuff like that. But like, it didn't really do anything different with the gameplay. The music, you know, it's pretty solid, of course. The story, let's be generous and just say half the people like Last of Us' story, half of it hate it, right? So like, in my opinion, the only one that actually should be competing and even won Game of the Year should have been Ghost of Tsushima, because Ghost of Tsushima literally did everything better than Last of Us Part 2. I think Ghost of Tsushima absolutely got robbed, and Last of Us Part 2 should have won it. Best art direction, Ghost of Tsushima did win. Ori and the Will of the Wisp was amazing, though. Best narrative? No fucking shot, bro. 13 Sentinels? I don't know. Final Fantasy VII Remake, I liked its narrative, but a lot of people hated the ending. It's Hades. I don't know about Hades' narrative at all. I know it has a narrative. I didn't know if it was that good or not. Ghost of Tsushima has a way better narrative. Way better. It's way better narrative. Best music? Final Fantasy VII Remake won it, but as much as I love Final Fantasy VII Remake, and I just praised it a lot, Doom Eternal's score and music is universally praised. There's not one person that hates Doom Eternal's score. So in my personal opinion, Doom Eternal should have won that. Best audio design? All right, this one I don't exactly know. I think Doom Eternal's like, I can't think of anything in Doom Eternal like audio design that I went crazy with. I could listen to the argument that Last of Us Part 2 did the best audio design, because audio design is very specific. It's not just the music, it's like, it's the footsteps, it's the water, it's the sound, and how like everything is dealt with, and so many other like different little things that like you really have to pay attention to. Considering the fact that I've never played Last of Us Part 2, I only watched it, to be fair. I don't know about its audio design, so this might be a justifiable win. Okay, best performance, Laura Bailey as Abby. That's fair, she did a great job. Miles Morales as Miles Morales. I think he did a better job in Miles Morales than he did Spider-Man 2. Like, he plays like it's such a, he's so flat in that character. Ashley Johnson as Ellie. I would say Ellie's just so much better. The main character from Ghost of Tsushima, I'm not even gonna attempt to pronounce those names because I will butcher them. I think he did a great job. I think Ashley Johnson, me personally, should have won that. So like Last of Us 2 winning best performance, Laura Bailey's the GOAT, so like that makes sense for Last of Us to win. And best audio design, I could see those two. Best ongoing game, apparently No Man's Sky is actually pretty goated. Destiny fucking 2. How can Destiny 2 be nominated for best ongoing game in 2020 when in that year it literally sunsetted 90% of the damn game? How is that nominated? Best ongoing, worst ongoing. If Destiny 2 won in 2020, I would actually be pissed right now. Like, how the fuck is this nominated? To be fair, Beyond Light was a good expansion, okay? I can't remember if it was the worst launch. I know I had an issue in the fact that there was a bounty that needed machine guns, and unless you had an exotic machine gun, you literally couldn't even get the machine gun bounty done, because literally every single machine gun was sunsetted. Eventually, they did add a blue machine gun into the game. So if you look into your collections now, there's a blue machine gun. That blue machine gun is in the game because they're literally, like, every single machine gun was sunsetted. Apex Legends, Warzone, Fortnite. I mean, how does Fortnite not win every year, to be fair, for best ongoing? Best indie game, Hades, Carry On. I haven't played Carry On yet. Spelunky, Spiritfarer, and Fall Guys. Yeah, Hades makes sense for best indie game. Best community support, Destiny 2. To be fair, Destiny 2 community support was pretty decent back then. I have no opinion of the rest of these, so sure, Fall Guys. Best VR AR game, Half-Life Alyx winning. Of course, that makes sense. Innovation and accessibility. I don't have accessibility issues. I see the menu options, but like Last of Us winning that, sure, why not? I guess. Best action game. It's Doom Eternal in my opinion, but I know I haven't played Hades, so I could change my mind when I play Hades eventually. Best action adventure game. No shot. It's Last of Us Part 2, especially when you have Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order. Spider-Man Miles Morales that was like a DLC. Ori and the Will of the Wisp was amazing. Ghost of Tsushima was amazing. No one liked Assassin's Creed Valhalla to the best of my knowledge. You're telling me Last of Us Part 2 is competing against Ghost of Tsushima and Will of the Wisp and fucking Jedi Fallen Order and it won that shit? I swear to God, like Neil Druckmann like sucked everyone off in order to win all these fucking awards, because some of this shit makes no fucking sense how Last of Us Part 2 won all these awards. Like the glazing is crazy. It's not that good. Hang on, when did Last of Us 1 come out? Last of Us 1 release date. No, not the fucking remake or the other remake or the other remake. June 2013 is when it came out. So, I mean, if it was winning 7 awards back in 2013, I could get it. 2020? Nah, bro, that's crazy. Best role-playing game, remake winning. Let's fucking go. Persona 5 Royal was just a DLC. Genshin Impact and Yakuza Like a Dragon. A lot of people love Yakuza Like a Dragon. I'll take Final Fantasy VII remake winning something. Well, it won the best music too. Best fighting game, Mortal Kombat 11. Everyone loved, and then really none of these other ones even counted. Best family game, it sure shit ain't Crash Bandicoot 4. Those last like 6 levels of Crash Bandicoot 4 are literally miserable. I actually like did not have that great of a time playing Crash Bandicoot 4. Fall Guys, Mario Kart, Minecraft Dungeons came out in 2020. What the? That's crazy. Hey, Paper Warrior Origami King. I still haven't finished that game. But Animal Crossing New Leaf, that makes sense because literally everyone, like, well, except for me because I'm built different, but everyone was playing that game in 2020. That game, like, released literally at the perfect time. Best multiplayer game, Among Us winning again, makes sense. Fall Guys could have won if Among Us didn't also release. Best debut game was Phasmophobia. That's my go. My most played Steam game is Phasmophobia. I fucking love that game. Most anticipated game, Elden Ring, of course. Resident Evil Village was never going to win. Breath of the Wild sequel actually could have won it. Who the fuck was excited for a Horizon sequel? Halo Infinite. Halo fans were like insanely excited for Halo Infinite. I wasn't, because of what they were doing with the story and everything. Every time they talked about Halo Infinite before it came out, I hated it. I hated reading all those interviews. They all sounded like fucking dog shit. The God of War sequel, I mean, I can see people being excited for that too, but like the only real competition here between Elden Ring is Breath of the Wild sequel. So I'm surprised the Breath of the Wild sequel didn't win, but at the same time, I'm not surprised at all that Elden Ring. Player's voice. Wow. Who would have fucking thought? When the players made a decision of what was game of the year, they chose Ghost of Tsushima instead of Last of Us Part 2. So in my opinion, that just proves that Neil Druckmann was sucking everyone off to fucking convince the corpos to fucking decide to make Last of Us Part 2 the game of the year instead of Ghost of Tsushima. Last of Us had fucking 11 nominations. Dear God. Last of Us received the most wins in the show's history. In the show's history. With 7. They were nominated fucking 11 times and they won 7 of them. If I just looked at this website and decided, all right, I've never played a single one of these games, which one will I play? You would think Last of Us Part 2 is no questions asked one of the best games like to ever play. Hell, that shit's probably better than fucking no, it is better. It's better than Red Dead Redemption 2 according to fucking the Game Awards. That's crazy.